let's talk a little bit about, this is the headline in this morning's Biloxi Sun-Herald. It says, trade mission to here. The U.S. used to go to trade missions in Mexico and Honduras, and all of a sudden they're going to come to the Gulf Coast. The commerce chief is coming down here. Wow. What do you think?
Excited, very excited. I think the congressional tax package that Congress put together is just what we need to encourage private sector reinvestment on the Gulf Coast. The accelerated depreciation, the tax-exempt bonds, the tax credits, the business carry-back, carry-forward loss. It's exactly what we need. It's a terrific incentive, and at the end of the day, we're all going to come back with that private sector reinvestment. And it's difficult to come in a post-storm environment after experiencing the kind of storm that we experienced. And that tax incentive package, I think, is going to get the kind of development here that we need. You're seeing a huge investment from the casino industry in this area. What about the rest of you? Some of you don't have casinos. What do you want? What do you want to bring to Moss Point, Mayor? Well,
there are some aldermen within the city who are interested in pursuing the idea of bringing casinos to Moss Point. There are some citizens who share that desire as well. Personally, I think that given the proliferation of casinos along the coast, there has to be communities that offer an alternative, both for the residents along the coast who don't wish to live in those communities, but perhaps more importantly for the visitors who wish to come down to the coast and not necessarily take part in that form of recreation. And I would like for Moss Point to be that exception, to be that alternative, a place that accentuates the natural environment, a place where you will not find an obstruction to access to the natural environments by casinos or high-rise condominiums. And so consequently, I think overall a balance is what we're trying to achieve here on the coast, where you can have a variety of environments in which to live, but also in which to recreate.
Anybody else want to weigh in on that? Richard
Well,
Rose of D'Iberville.
The city of D'Iberville's been begging for a casino for a number of years and gone through a lot of hoops with gaming, environmentalists, etc. And what this has done to our little community of 8,500 people, and our waterfront stretches no more than probably 2 miles. We have finally have an opportunity to have all these developers, casino and condominium developers come into town and begin looking at assembling 8 to 10 acre lots for their gaming. And as it stands right now, we actually have possibility of 3 to 5 casino operators in D'Iberville in the next 18 months, looking at coming in. I mean, they are in town, and they are moving very quickly.
And how many more will be in Biloxi?
I think in the next 10 years, we will probably see 5 to 6, maybe topside 8.
And what about Gulfport?
Well, right now there's one that will probably open this summer, and we're looking at probably an area for 3, maybe 5 casinos total in the downtown Gulfport. We're also concentrating on our commercial areas along the beachfront to make them much higher density than they once were, and that will help us get going back.
Our mayor of Bay St. Louis is unable to be here today, but what's going to happen further on down?
Well, in Waveland, our residential beachfront is going to remain residential beachfront. But, you know, we've talked about the volunteers and how they've fallen in love with our area, and early on, we realized that that's really a built-in economy for the future. A lot of these young people are going to come back in the future, and we want them to come back and show their families where they worked and help rebuild. In falling in love with our area, we've made contacts around the country in selling our old downtown, in selling our area, and we've been fairly successful. The first thing we had to do was we had a $15 million Lowe's development that was, quite frankly, concerned about building. They were worried about being viewed as taking advantage of a depressed area or the situation, and they will be opening in June. We have a Home Depot that will be a new development that will be opening in late June or July.
So you may not need a casino.
Well, we may not.
You may not.
We may not. There's got to be an alternative. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having one if you have the beachfront to put it. But if you don't, you got to find another way.
Is it a good idea to merge